Welcome back to Moms on a Mission. We are back after let's call it a hiatus.
Little hiatus,
Yes,
yeah.
we took a hiatus because we are moms of very active children and we do way too many other things. And so Maycember
Yes.
punched us right in the gut.
Yeah, it did. That was, I've said for a long time, my busiest months of the year are May and October.
What's in October?
Just feel like there's so many like families that want to have fall pictures taken in October
Yes.
because the leaves are beautiful, and then all of the activities.
Mm-hmm. Fall festivals.
Yes.
If you're on any boards, you know about those fall festivals.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So May, I said that to my mom the other day, Maycember, and she was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's like having December and Christmas and all the things in May."
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh yeah, no, totally."
The chaos, the events, the end of school,
Yes.
Mother's Day,
graduation, everything's ending, parties to end everything.
Yes.
Ceremonies and yeah.
It was a lot.
Yes. So as active moms and community members, we had to hit the pause button. So we are back, and I really don't know what summer's going to look like for us because, like everyone else, we really want to focus on the kids and just have that time with them. So we may, I don't know,
90s summer.
the 90s.
90s summer. Yep.
Everything's 90s right now.
We're doing the 90s summer. So if you follow me on any personal social media, then you saw that I finally shared that Maddox is now using his tin can phone.
Yes, I did see that.
Which is
we're going to have to do a review
greatest
episode.
thing ever. Yes.
We're going to have to, and we should include Maddox with that.
Yes, we should. Yep.
'Cause
You
he
got
likes
to hear yourself when you got here.
Yeah.
How much he's loving the phone.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It really is. I told you I walked in the other day and he was like sprawled out on the bed talking on it and like twisting the old school cord.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, you're getting the full experience.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay. So you're having a 90s summer. And those are your activities that you might be doing in the summer?
That. And we're going to, and I'm not real sure how yet, but they asked me the other day, said, where do we find a ice cream truck? And I was like, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Because, I used to just play outside. It would come to me. But I think we're going to have to go find one.
Okay, I love this. But we might have to pivot.
Okay.
Should we pivot? We have a different storyline here that we were going to follow, but maybe we should do some I want some ideas.
Yeah,
right at the
whatever you
beginning of
want.
the summer.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with doing like a 90s summer episode?
Yeah, I saved something recently actually that I can reference. Give me just a second to get to it. Because apparently I'm not alone here. Like this is not I have not come up with
90s.
this
Okay.
with this idea.
No, so Momco, I took the lead for Momco for the next couple of semesters. So I got to look at the curriculum and their, and they do previews and stuff like that. It is 90s friendship. That's the theme for the upcoming year is 90s friendships. And that's the idea of we used to go to each other's houses and bring a dish. We used to just knock on the door. If you called on the phone and they didn't answer, you might swing in and just see if they're home. Because we didn't have the cell phones and, the instant connection. And so their theme is let's bring back that 90s friendship
Yes.
of hey, we don't have to have everything scripted and planned via text. Stop by my house and, hug my neck kind of a thing.
Yes.
I love this concept of the.
So there's a whole list here.
Oh, okay.
We can share the list.
So is that on your social media?
It is.
It is. Okay, and
I
we can share
saved
it on
it.
Moms on a Mission.
Yep, I can. We can share it. But there's different categories here. Some's music, cooking, outdoors, peace, water, play, art.
Fun.
And so just some of the ideas are making tie-dye shirts.
Okay.
Playing with sidewalk chalk.
So the ice cream truck idea I love because I remember playing out in the street and hearing
The music.
either that creepy clown music.
Yep, with the white van. Yep.
You never went up to the van unless it had the stickers on it of the ice cream flavors.
Yep. Now, side note, there is an ice cream boat that is, oh gosh, where were we at? I want to say maybe we were in Seaside a couple of summers ago, and we were just down in the ocean, playing, and all of a sudden, cue the music,
Mm-hmm.
and then here comes this guy on something that was like just a step above like a dinghy, but he had one of the massive Yeti
How
coolers on the
cool!
boat, and here he comes, and he just beaches it, and the kids all swarm around. He
Yep.
pops open the cooler, and it's got like, the Rocket Pops, the SpongeBob ice cream, the old school
Yes.
snow cones.
Yep.
And I was like, what a good idea.
Yes. And that little King of Pops guy, like you have to be usually at an event to see those, but they like pull those little coolers around with their bicycles.
Yes.
I
But
love
you know
it.
what? I think, we could be onto something here. Like, if you had a boat that went around on whatever, Lake Burton
Yeah.
with
Oh yeah.
popsicles and ice
I
cream
am
and stuff in it.
boatless.
Yeah.
I don't have a boat. You have a boat.
Yeah, we can tackle this together.
Yeah. I'm in. I'm
Yeah,
totally in.
we'll be the popsicle boat. Might have just started
Oh
something
my
new.
Lord, this is our children's future. Like when they are old enough to drive a boat, they're not gonna be out there gallivanting.
Could be making money.
Selling some popsicles.
Yeah, if it's up to Amanda, we're gonna be making money.
My husband, this is a side note, but my husband was talking to somebody the other day and they said something about renting out a place around here. And he was like, oh my God, do not say the word rent. She loves that word.
That's funny because it's also accurate.
It is true. It's a sad but true tale. Okay, so I love this too because I told my boys this is our first like official whole week of summer that we just got out of school last Friday. So
And
like
it's done nothing but rain.
yes, yeah, but to give some reference, it's May 26th, 2026. So our boys got out of school like last Thursday or Friday, depending on what school they went to. We had Memorial Day. Now we're into what is typically our first week of June. So I love that we've actually tacked on an
early.
extra week
Yeah.
in May. But so like this is our first like whole official week of summer. So I told my boys I would love to sit down with them and make some plans of like, hey, what do you guys really want to do? What are some things that, we want to check off this time? Last time we were state park fiends last summer.
Yep.
We went to every site, every there's those books that you can buy, the national park books and the state park books. And we did as many of those little passport things as we could, like fairly locally. So that was cool. That was kind of our theme last year was the state and national parks. But you had said that you go through and make a list with your boys, a summer list.
Summer fun list.
You
yep.
guys checked all your things off last year, did you not?
Yes.
I love it so much.
And we made one the other day.
Yes, and you've already made. She's on
We've
top of it.
We've already made the summer fun list. I think we've already checked off. 2 things.
Awesome.
Which is, it's been easy because it's been raining. So indoor activities.
Yes.
Naturally is what we've been able to check off. But I think, this week we have a couple more that we can check off just with some plans that have already been made. But I did put on there to do the Cartacay River experience again.
Yes,
So
that
we're
was
going to
a
have to
great
go
time.
check that one off together.
Yes, so like river tubing and river now rafting is that's a step up.
It's a step up. This is just tubing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did that together last year, and I always try to go tubing at we live around a lot of rivers that do and tubing experiences and stuff like
And
that.
it's real big around Helen around here.
Mhm.
But I feel like I've always said if you don't go a day or so after a real good heavy rain,
Oh yeah.
you just drag yourself and your tube through the rocks because
Yes.
it's, going through Helen, it's just not very deep.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to do something like that, it's good to do a little research and find like where the water's deep enough to actually have a good time because
Because where we went, it was.
yes, yeah, the Cartacay River, that was a good one.
It was probably, I would say in some places it was like 3 times as wide as the river that
Yeah.
runs through Helen.
Yeah.
But like pretty much the whole thing was deep,
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're local, like North Georgia area, that one's a really great one.
which is based out of, what was it, out of Ellijay?
I think so.
I think based
think
out of Ellijay. But great experience. Couple of real fun. There were a couple rapids in it.
Mhm.
That
Nothing
were
terrifying though. I don't like getting because you have to be separate from the kids.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know,
Yeah, it was nothing crazy or anything
Mm-mm.
like that, but they were fun. They were like thrilling
Yeah.
rapids. The kids loved it. We got out at a point, and the boys jumped off the rocks and
Yeah.
into the water, and I think it was a great experience in comparison to going through Helen.
Yeah.
I would say much more
Yeah, there wasn't
enjoyable.
as many people and
Yeah,
all that. No,
no, it was
as many
perfect.
people that were partaking in drinks.
Yeah, no, I think
Sometimes.
everybody was pretty sober going down
Yes.
this river.
Yeah. Okay, so like when you make your list, like I think this is a great tip. Like if you want to, feel like at the end of the summer you're like, what did we even do? Like besides that one trip? And like maybe you want to try to minimize your screen time for the kids and stuff like that. This is a great way to do it. Like making a list of like some things that you want to get done. So, but how do you do yours? Do you do it like certain things like around the house and then like other trips or
So we do kind of a mixture of things that we can either do here at home or at least somewhat locally.
mm-hmm.
But I think we said on one of these previous episodes, my favorite thing that I put on there every year is to go and visit a new town.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, that's such a good
and
idea.
yeah, it's just and sometimes it doesn't take a lot for us here. We could go up to somewhere in North Carolina or over to South Carolina. There's a
Yep.
bunch of places that I still haven't been over there, but just go spend the day somewhere new.
Yeah. Within 2 hours, we can get to
A lot of cool places.
yeah, like North Carolina, South Carolina, different
Tennessee.
places in Georgia and in Tennessee. Like
Yeah.
we're kind of up in that corner. So yeah, I mean, I think, crossing over a state line is always a fun
Yeah.
idea if it's not going to take you 6 hours to get there. Those are always fun too. Little overnight trips at a little Airbnb. My kids don't even like they want to see like where we've been, but one of the biggest parts of their experience is the place we stayed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be luxurious, like a plain Jane hotel room just because they love a hotel room,
Yeah.
or like a cheap little Airbnb if it's got anything to do, like a hot tub or it's like a bunch of games. Like they're totally fine with it. They
All
just
for it.
they just love like going somewhere else. So
And I think the one that we put on this year, which let me just also, sidetrack here and say, I feel like I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself
agreed.
to check all these things off.
I bet, yeah.
Which is why some of them are just, one of them is like make s'mores over a fire. Okay, well, we can walk out on the back porch and do that,
Yes.
So, a glow party, and I did the other day, and they arrived yesterday. I bought like 300 glow sticks off of Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
$20, whatever, it was, for 300 glow sticks, just little ones.
Yeah.
But we'll bust them and then we'll throw them into the swim spa.
Oh,
and
I
they'll
saw
have
a
a
video
glow party.
that you did like that the other day. That
Yeah.
was so cool.
And that's easy. And
Yep.
that's right here.
Yes.
So,
and if you
but
have
they love
little
it.
tinies, putting them in the bathtub
Yes.
is always a good time.
Yep. I've done that with the boys. They have always loved that. And then like making homemade popcorn is something
Love
that we're going
it.
to try this year because we do have a popcorn maker and the boys utilize that fairly often. So, that's really not anything special, but we're going to try it this year on the grill outside.
Uh-huh. Oh, fun.
And just try to do something different that way.
Yeah.
Of course, the boys, they saw a video of some homemade popcorn being made recently, but they almost did a like a sweet and a salty version when they
Mhm.
made theirs. And the family that was doing the video took those Werther's caramels
Ooh.
and put those on the black top
Oh,
and melted them with the
yum.
kernels and then made a caramel
Hashtag
popcorn.
Blackstone.
Yeah. So I was like, I would like to try that.
Yes, that sounds
Um,
awesome.
And just, do something different.
Yeah. So, okay. So it's not necessarily like places you want to go, things you want to visit, or you like, not anything necessarily big. Just even just, small things around the house too.
Water
that
balloon
you-
fight is on there.
Okay.
But then go into Kerrigan Farms. I've wanted to go for the last couple summers and just haven't made it happen. But that was just going to be something in addition to our list. Well, I put it on the list this year.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to make the plans. We're going to go. If you don't know what Kerrigan Farms is, it's in North Carolina. It's outside of Charlotte. and it is a natural rock quarry
Oh,
that they have
cool.
turned into a swimming hole.
We talked about this last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going
You
this
have to
year.
book it. You have to book an appointment,
If
right?
you guys want to go, we'll do it together.
Okay, I would love to.
It's so cool. But you do have to have tickets, so it's limited number per day, which I think is great because then it doesn't get overcrowded.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it in 2 sessions. You either buy the tickets and swim in the morning session or the evening session.
Okay.
I think the evening session would be awesome to swim until sunset.
No kidding.
But they have food trucks around the quarry. They have like beach volleyball set up out there. They've got drink stands, snack stands, picnic tables. And then into the quarry, they have rope swings and
Very
all sorts of stuff.
cool.
It looks like a really neat place.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 hours from here. And so that could be, check that one off and visit Newtown, because
Yes.
I've never
Yep.
been there. So,
Yep.
kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. But, yeah, it's just, I look forward to it every year, probably more than the kids do.
Yes, I know. Because it feels like sometimes I feel like when I'm not intentional about something or like I didn't get to check it off, like it's like scrambled up there,
Yeah.
like may have done it, but it's still like, no, we did that,
Yep.
like that helps me feel, because there's just so much other things. There's so many other things going on constantly that like I've tried to actually start journaling too. And like, but I took the pressure off of myself. Like, I don't need to write a journal for someone else or as if they are going to read it. Like, I've just started writing down things that I did, like just so that one day, if I'm like, I didn't spend enough time with my children, I'm
Yes,
like,
you did.
yes, I did too. Look at that every single day.
Look at what we did. And I've kept the list for the last couple summers. They're actually folded up in that closet over there in our like
Nice.
treasure chest.
Yeah.
Just so that, I'm sure they'll hopefully, be looked back on one day
Mm-hmm.
and go, "Oh man, you remember when we did all these things this summer?
Yes,
Remember when we did all these
I love
things?"
that. And then you can even match it up with like your phone files, your
Yep.
pictures and stuff. Like, yeah, that is really, really
Because
awesome.
I'll take some pictures or videos or something of what we do, and then at the end of the summer, I'll just do a recap thing, little recap video of summer 2026.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, okay, so I think this is a great idea. Will you share like your
Yeah,
Laura's
absolutely.
already shared on her social media like the picture of their list. So, and you could read the whole thing, right?
Mhm.
Like, so if you
I
click
may have
on
just
it,
done it as a video. I'll share a
Okay.
picture of the still of it of
Okay.
all the items.
and that's our hope is this week for my family is to get ours done. So when we get ours done, we'll share a picture
Yep.
too.
Share and compare.
Yes. Yeah. So just to like give some ideas and, if you want to be intentional this summer about spending time with the kids, Laura and I are blessed enough that we work from home. And so we get to spend that time. But especially if, you might have like, maybe you just have Fridays with the kids, or maybe you just have the evenings, and the weekends or something like that. Doing something like this really can take that pressure off of you as mom of like, okay, like summer's a nightmare because I don't have all this time to spend with them and I can't go and do all these things. And so I think, doing something like this, it doesn't have to be a massive list either, just some things that the kids want to do and you want to get done with them. I think that's
Yeah.
a great
Because
thing.
I definitely incorporate them and say, Holt, what's something that you want to go do? And he's like, oh, I want to go play putt-putt. And I'm like, all right, easy enough.
Yes.
Yep. Put it
There's
on there.
a new goat place around us too. Have you?
Where?
It looks like a Harry Potter world off, like on the way to Clayton. It used to be goats on the roof.
Oh, yeah,
You can
yeah.
find goats on the roof places in a lot of different areas, but there used to be goats on the roof, and they've been doing all this work, and I've really not paid that much attention. And
Now
then
it's like a boutique.
I don't know. It's something that
something.
involves the goats because it says out there the goats are back, and and it has this. It looks like something straight out of Universal in like in the Harry Potter
Okay.
world.
I've driven
It-
by it, but I haven't paid
it's
it that much
so
attention.
So cool. So cool. And if you guys are ever looking for like, like, okay, where do you find this stuff? Like, looking for like certain cities or areas on Instagram is always a great way to do it. Or, and then also like your Chamber of Commerce and, there's a website, it's called, they deem it like My Mountain Moment. But it has a different thing for Habersham County, but a lot of counties have like things to do in Habersham, like that its actual own website
Okay.
of stuff like that. So those are always very cool things to look up if you're really like, okay, I want to do some stuff, but we can't go an hour away or 2 hours away. Just look up their Chamber of Commerce and things to do. Those are cool too.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we will be sharing further of our summer stories. And I don't know. We're just going to see where this summer takes us.
Yeah, because let me say a few more things here
Oh,
that were
yes.
from this list that I wouldn't have necessarily have thought that they were necessarily 90s summer related.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But we can share this too. But it's like, oh man, playing bocce ball, playing with a frisbee.
Uh-huh.
Which
Love Frisbee.
just things that I wouldn't typically normally think of. Solving a Rubik's Cube, playing under the sprinklers.
Yes.
Specifically, if you have a trampoline and incorporating the sprinkler,
Yeah.
I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Water gun fights, playing with yo-yos, Legos,
Mm-hmm.
doing puzzles. Just kind of I think screen-free summer is
Yeah.
probably not really feasible, especially on the rainy days like we've
Yeah.
had. But like as limited screen time as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If we can do that successfully,
Yes.
I think it'll be a great summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the pressure off. Doesn't have to be screen free. Just make sure they're doing other stuff too.
Yes, because like you said, when yours got here, they were he was doing his time on
Duolingo.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is excellent.
I don't know what kicked that off. One of their friends was doing Duolingo, I think, and so they started it. So it's like a learning you can pick like between tons of different languages. One of mine is Abel was doing it. I don't know if he's still doing it. But Luke is learning Spanish.
Which what a great way to utilize that screen.
We'll see how
with the tool for
Yeah, I
learning
mean,
a
I
second
love the app,
language.
and it's neat because it'll prompt them to say, hey, you haven't done your. I think it's only like 10 or 15 minutes a day, but it'll prompt them and say, hey, you haven't done your Duolingo today, and so we do plan on kind of setting some goals too for this summer of like because Luke is in Tome Club, so he has to read, so we're gonna have to carve some time out for making sure that you got a few pages in today. If you want to actually do Duolingo, make sure you hit your, 10-minute goal every day. I'm getting some baseball kids in my team here and my family. They're starting to love baseball. So that includes making sure that they're staying in shape, working,
That's right.
buffing up those little sticky arms.
Well, then you'll be happy to know that one of our lists for the summer is to get friends and family together to play a game of wiffle ball.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yep. Or kickball.
Yes,
Ooh,
we can do
kickball's
both.
so fun.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
do both.
Yep. So, go home, make your list, and include the kids. See what they want to do. See what you guys can do, and see how many of those items you can check off.
And share it with us. We want to see what you come up with.
Yes. Yeah. Please do. We would love to see it. Just like sharing those ideas. Sometimes, like some of yours, I'm like, oh yeah.
And they're so simple. Some of them are just so easy, like the water balloon fight, water
Yep.
gun fight. We just do that around the house.
We've done the s'mores already, but I am not opposed to s'mores.
Times 2.
Times
12.
20.
Times multiple.
Yeah, that gas fire pit. You don't have to work too hard for a
That's right.
s'more if we have one of those. So, all right, you guys. We hope that you enjoy your summer. We will be back in the summer, but we want to be intentional with the time with the kids. So we might be a little sporadic. So give us some grace, and we will see you on the next one.
Be blessed.
See ya.